Did you know that many artists fail to complete most of the paintings they start? Most give up before ever experiencing the joy or satisfaction of finishing a piece of art. Is that you? What if I had a way to get rid of artist frustration, break through overwhelms, artist block, and get you on a fast path to creating beautiful works of art? Would you do it? Today I want to show you how you can overcome these obstacles. By the time we finish, you'll have some basic tools and a chance to enroll in a program that will not only show you how to demystify and work with 5 mediums, but also how to overcome the blocks and mental obstacles that prevent you from creating art effortlessly. You'll gain inspiration so you can activate your imagination and maintain a creative flow in your art. How am I able to make this promise? Because I've been right where you are. I've had art blocks, found it difficult to stay focused, procrastinated, and even destroyed pieces of art that I didn't finish. I've also had the joy of being able to teach art for over 20 years and found proven methods for students to find their breakthroughs. Hi, I'm Margie, and I've been teaching art and traveling the world to help my students see the art world from a different perspective. I've seen many of my students break through these obstacles and achieve goals such as selling their art all the way to exhibiting. All you need to do is show up. So stick around if nothing else. Learn some new techniques and find a flow in your art journey. You could wake up every day painting and creating your vision on your own terms in the comfort of your home. So what is the number one thing I've seen with so many of my students and even myself over the last 20 plus years? Well, it's a big combo. Artist block, lack of confidence, and procrastination. So today we're going to focus on some ways for you to overcome all of these and get to creating. I'll show you how important it is to break these patterns so you can grow in your skills. I'm going to show you the 3 secrets that will start you on the road to success. Secret number 1, overcoming obstacles in art through mindset tools. Everyone thinks that if they learn more skills, they get to where they need to be. Yes, that is part of growing as an artist, but there is so much more. I know that the biggest thing holding artists back is their mindset. Let's talk about 3 tips that can make you form new habits and break through artist block. Learn something new. Take a new course or read a book. This ignites your mind to start moving, and what happens is you start to get in a flow. Your imagination gets activated. You have a starting and stopping point. Once you establish a flow, this provides momentum. This has helped my students get back in the game faster than sitting around feeling frustrated with nowhere to start. I remember trying to paint and I would sit there thinking about everything else I could be doing instead of painting, like shopping for art supplies, eating dessert, anything other than art. It was so frustrating having artist block. I didn't know where to start. I found that learning new things helped my brain get into a flow. Things like learning a new sewing technique, trying a new recipe, learning how to build something, anything to get me into a creative flow. Your subconscious mind keeps working on the problem while your conscious brain is too busy doing something totally different. You are creating a pattern interrupt to help you focus better. Stop comparing. Don't sit on your computer or phone looking at other artists. You would have wasted time and energy, and this has caused many beginners to procrastinate because all you can think of is, I'm never going to be this good. All the negative thoughts start coming in. You end up throwing a pity party for yourself. This is a big one. It can take you off course before you've started. You're not Michelangelo. You are your own person. You have different things to bring to the table. Your story, your experience, unlike no other. So focus on your voice and stop focusing on trying to be like someone else. Find isolated chaos. Yep, you heard right. Go to a cafe, the mall, a restaurant, a park, anywhere where there are people moving and shaking. Observe and sketch. This will switch up the mindset by creating an interruption of visuals and change your perspective. Start taking a note from Dali and find excitement in the mundane. He took a phone and turned it into a lobster. Hello? When I was starting out, I found myself procrastinating because I had no direction. So doing this was a game changer. I happened to pound this by accident. I was in a Barnes & Noble's looking for books to inspire me, and I sat down to enjoy a cup of coffee and realized, wait a minute, there is so much going on right now around me. Everyone here is trying to find answers. That's when it hit me. Write and sketch what I see and find ideas and momentum. Secret number 2, finding inspiration and unpacking it through journaling. I'm always talking about journaling. In this case, it's more about concept journaling. It's not your usual writing, it's unpacking what you see. If you don't unpack it, you're really not experiencing it. You have to sort of be in the moment. I love traveling and I have notebooks full of quick sketches and notes with my inspiration in them. Wherever I go to be, whether it's shops, museums, movie theaters, restaurants, conversations, sitting in an airplane, you get the gist. I pull from those experiences and jot them down. I do sketches at the airport while I'm waiting for my flight. This is a great way to help with future storyboards and compositions. You will always have your concept journal to look back on to inspire you with fresh eyes. When I was starting out, I found myself extremely overwhelmed because I didn't have a starting point. I would go to a museum or library and be really inspired, but when I got home and I wanted to put these inspirations down on paper, I couldn't. They were all up there in my noggin, but I just really couldn't develop them. I found I had an overload of information. You know, like when you eat too much and all you want to do is sleep. I was paralyzed and overwhelmed. This is how I learned to control my brain and created a system to put pieces of art together in the future. Secret number 3, mastering mediums. So in the first 2 secrets, we unpacked mental struggles and some ways to overcome them. Now I want to show you a sneak peek of the last 2 mediums in this course. Acrylics and oils. You can go back and review the other 3 that I emailed you this week after today's call. So why is my method so much different and in fact better than most traditional art courses? Because as we've demonstrated, you can't grow in your skills unless your mindset is right. And you can't grow if you aren't inspired. That's why I created an experience where you not only get to go on virtual trips to develop ideas, but then I get to walk you through an exercise in creating your composition all the way to painting it out from start to finish. This creates confidence, motivation, and clarity. Welcome to Amsterdam, the city of elaborate canals, the museum district, and the Dutch masters. In this course, you're going to learn how to use acrylics. You'll learn 15 techniques that you can continue to build on and complete a full painting you'll be proud of. In this segment coming up, you're going to learn how to use markers to make a piece pop, define areas, use shadow for effects, and add texture to your art piece. Now, let's get started. All right, guys, we have learned a lot so far. I hope you're having a lot of fun. So now we are going to start adding a little bit more detail, cleaning up some edges, and of course, our cast shadow. Our cast shadow that's gonna make, give the mug weight and make it sort of place it in our composition so that we can even draw the viewer in even more. So let's get started. All right, so first I'm going to use my number 6 round again, but this time I'm going to be using some black. So I'm going to go ahead and use some Mars black in there, just a little bit. No water, straight on. And if you need to balance yourself, you can always put your wrist on there. Make sure that your paint is dry. And I'm just going to start with the edge. Take your time. You can use a smaller brush even. Let me see, you can use a number 1 round brush if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and stick with my number 6 round. And I'm just going to sort of underline underneath, give it weight. All the way across. I'm going to go ahead and pick up just a bit of water to make that just a little transparent. I want to round it off. My cast shadow. Use a little water to dilute it a bit and make it a little transparent. Just like that. If it starts to sort of pick up the color like it just did right there, stop. Go ahead and clean my brush, sorry. Pick up your blow dryer and make sure it's dry before you go over it with another glaze of color. I'm going full on just to have it dark right here. Another value, darker value, and then as it comes out, it just gets lighter. So I just keep the value in the center there, darker. See that? Soften those edges. Using more water and whatever is left on my brush, just to sort of soften those edges. Just like that. I want it to have a little more weight, so I'm just going to darken it right here. Not all the way down, just sort of right underneath. And clean that up. I'm going to let that dry, but then I'm going to come back and fill that spot right there with a little more of that black color. So I'm clean your brush. Go ahead and wipe it down with my paper towel. And I want to make some marks on the bridge. So we're going to go ahead and use our burnt umber color again. And just to give the bridge some texture, we're going to mimic the lines that we did. Not that dark. All the way. Almost make it look like brick and go in between. Right in between. Just like that. I want to go back and pick up a bit of my yellow ochre just to clean up some of these edges where I see that I went too far with the blue. And that's the great thing about using acrylic, is that you can always layer right over it. And just use a little, because it's going to really stand out from the wash that we did. All right, so now we are going to go in with a little bit of detail. We're going to need, let's see here, which one am I using? Fine point marker. This is my Prismacolor 005. Has a nice fine point for detail. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go in with some of these windows and little accents everywhere. So first I'm gonna accent this bridge a little bit, make it a little dark. So just go ahead and take your marker and you can go right over the acrylic. And start adding little details. Same thing with the bridge. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use, I think that's too fine. I'm gonna use my C Prismacolor Premier marker. It's just a little thicker, has a nice little fine point right there. I can use a tip. tip. I don't want it to be too thick. There we go, just like that. Carefully, you can use dashes and then go over that again. Don't trust yourself. You can do the same thing right over what we did earlier. Make it even thicker, which I like, because it also gives it more of a shadow effect. Three-dimensional quality. And then I'm still using the edge of my marker just to give my steps a little bit of an accent. Okay, so now I want to go in and draw some of my windows using the same marker, but I'm just using the tip of the marker. So I have my reference in front of me. It's going to sort of guide me, and just take your time and sort of give it the designs that you want. And start putting in the windows everywhere you would like them. Little boxes. I want these lines to be just a little more on the thick side so they look like there's shadow. You could do round windows, you can do square windows. It's pretty much your design, so. There we go. I'll do a two-door there and a larger window up here. Why not? And since the buildings are all like across in the center, they're all sort of leaning and round. You could do the same thing with the windows. I'm just going to put crosses in all of them so it looks like window panes. And I just want these lines right here to be just a little darker. I'm going to have to make this window a little darker since it's the first one. The large one, I'm sorry. Then we have a nice cute little window right here. I'm going to make these round. Just to switch it up a little. Round door. Just reminds me so much of the murals that we looked at. And then I just sort of want to do, I always remember the McDonald's sign, 2 round. And then do, just to give it more design on the inside. You can do 2 windows here, almost looks like a face, right? All right, you're gonna go back and outline your houses. I'm gonna make this just a touch darker. And just go ahead and start outlining everything. Oops. There we go. Okay, so I've outlined everything all the way around the accents of buildings, all the way around the windows. If you needed to sort of accent some of those a little more. I've gone over all of these, even the handle. Just like that. The last thing I want to do is just quickly add some tiles right here, just a couple little simple tiles to give it a little bit more design, and I'm going to use the colors that I have here. Just going to put a little more rose on my palette. And still using my number 6. I'm using my number 6 brush, round brush. And really simple, heavy color. Let's see here. Start by going in one direction. I am using it heavily. Let's see. Just like that. I'm just laying down some strokes here in one direction. With that same color, let's see here, the pinkish rose color. It's like a magenta. Clean my brush and go in with another color. I'm going to go ahead and use the sky blue. All right, guys. I've put in sky blue just to mimic that for my brick. We use the orange color. We use the rose color. On some of these just to make it a little thicker. There we go. And that's it. There you go, guys. So we learned about transparent colors. We learned about glazes. We learned about using medium to make our glazes of our colors. And we brought an entire composition together, even painted a painting within a painting by doing Van Gogh Starry Night. Amazing. This was a lot of fun for me. I can't wait to see what you guys have done. Make sure to share in the group, and if you get stuck, if you have any questions, you can always email me, or you can also message me in the group, and you can email me at margie@wanderlustcollective.art. I can't wait to see your pieces. So what did you guys think? Wasn't that fun? You learned how to define areas, how to use shadow effects, add texture, and use markers to make a piece pop. Now I want you to go back and practice these techniques until you master them. Now, how does this all relate to you becoming a better artist? Well, by adding the fundamentals, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to continue painting on other art projects. I know that students work better in a group, so once you enroll, you'll get immediate access to the collective, where you'll have a large group of like-minded artists who encourage, critique, and share and inspire one another. In addition to the collective, I do a live coaching session where I answer questions, I share techniques, and I help you on your art journey. And I'm in the group daily answering questions. All of this is a benefit for you to grow as an artist. Wanderlust Artist Beginner's Edition is a compilation of 5 mediums, 5 different locations. So if you're ready to drastically improve your painting skills today, you need this course. Get this course for a very special price today and start your art journey. Welcome to London. Come on a trip with me as we learn about artists, famous artists like Van Gogh and how they impacted London. We're going to learn about Stonehenge, Avebury, be inspired by the National Art Gallery, and also learn about the only pub in the world that exists inside of a stone circle. And guess what, guys? It's still working today. I'm going to simplify oils for you. By the end of this course, you're going to use oils with confidence. Learn 26 techniques that you can continue to build on. You're going to complete a fully inspired painting that you're going to love. Now, in this segment coming up, you're going to learn how to create motion, movement, how to use strokes to add design, add interest. Let's get started.
Hey guys, all right. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Remember that this is all about having fun and really getting used to putting everything that you practice with, using all of your brushes and your paints and just having fun and meditating a little bit. Don't get all pulled into trying to achieve details and things like that. It's really not about that. It's about just sort of taking it easy and having fun. All right, we're going to continue with our piece, bringing in more colors and more design work and having fun. Let's get to it. All right, so I am using my, I'm using my number 3 round brush. I'm continuing to use that, but I want to introduce another color to my foreground, and that is that bright yellow. I'm using my Hansa yellow medium, and I'm also using my yellow ochre. Now, when it comes to values, this is a higher value of lighter color, and especially next to this color, the yellow ochre color, which is more on the brown side, a little bit of brown tone in there, and it sort of really causes a lot of contrast. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I want a little more contrast, a little more movement in my painting. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up just a tiny bit of liquid, and I'm going to start out with my bright yellow, my Hansa yellow. Again, using that same technique that I did with my grass design. I'm going to go ahead and use the same pattern in between and then on the bottom. So I'm going to do in between each one, creating a lot of movement, pops of color and design. It's okay if it's on the heavy side, no big deal. Just making it really colorful, thinking about when I was in Avebury and just watching all of the patterns in the grass and the landscapes and the history was just amazing. I just wanted to bring all that, and just looking at Van Gogh's work and seeing the similarities was just amazing. So definitely like this technique. I'm just having fun with it. And of course I want to fill all that in, but then I want to start doing the same pattern in the foreground here. And I'm going to stop. Let's see. I'm going to leave about 2 inches from the bottom. So I'm going to stop right there because I want to bring in my contrast color, my darker value yellow ochre color after that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this pattern, because I'm also going to be doing the yellow ochre in between that. So you're going to be doing that all the way across. All the way across, guys. Concentrating on that wavy line going in the same direction. We're all going that way, basically. And again, if you need a little flow, just pick up a bit of that liquid, mix it in there, and go back. You can see how nice and smooth that brush starts going. This will sort of be a highlight that sort of pops. It'll give it a 3-dimensional quality later, and you'll see what I'm talking about as we progress, as we continue to add colors. Very simple, guys. Just continue to add that pattern in between. And you want to take that all the way across. Okay, guys. I know I'm way ahead of you. I'm still using my number 3 round brush, but this time I decided to go ahead and pick up some of my yellow ochre, my darker value color. And here's the thing that I want to do, the biggest goal that I want you to think about in the back of your head. We are creating patterns because we are trying to create movement, right? That was the biggest thing when you look at Van Gogh's paintings, is that all the movement and all, not only that, but using color and movement and just creating this emotion, right? You want to create emotion to pull the viewers into your painting, right? So I hope you're having fun. Let's continue. So I'm using this yellow ochre color, and I'm going in a different direction. See that? From the bottom up like this, but still using that wave effect, right? And just sort of moving, tricking the eye and moving you all over. There's a lot of interesting things going on in this painting. And that's what you want. You want a lot of movement, and you definitely want to provoke emotion, right? And right now when I look at this, I just think of bright, happy, fun. That is what I get out of this when I'm looking at it. Now on this side right here, I just want to do sort of a different take. Maybe just go up this way. Pull upward this way, just like that. I'm just sort of slowly pulling my brush up. Doing that on this side as well. And then adding a bit of that yellow ochre in between some of these lines. And it's okay if it blends a little bit. Bring a little more interest to that. Just like that. And I'm just going in between all the spaces that I see are not, there's not enough color. As you can see, as we're building our composition, how everything is sort of coming together and tricking the eye. So if you squint, you could see everything sort of coming together, and we're not even finished, right? So you want to continue to take this yellow ochre color, this darker value, okay? You want to go in between some of this brighter yellow. Maybe try to do thinner strokes, not as full in between the yellow. Just like that. And you're going to do that all the way. Again, remember, you use just a little bit of that liquid just to get a little more flow with your brush if you're having trouble. And this time I'm trying to make these lines just a little thinner. I don't want to get rid of those beautiful yellow, bright yellow lines. And we're taking a real abstract approach to this piece, just that abstract quality. Just a little hint of it. And you can already see all of the movement that's going on, and that's what you want. Maybe even shorter strokes. Just like that. I'm going to clean my brush now, using my my napkin till I don't see any color coming off that brush. That's when I know it's good to go. Okay, now I want to go in and fill in my mountains in the background. Now I want to do sort of like a wash. Remember when we did the wash for the canvas? We're sort of going to use mineral spirits to sort of do a nice wash just to make it a lighter color in that background. I want you to pick up just a bit of that mineral spirit, just a little bit, not too much. Maybe even blot your brush. Pick up that, let me see here, yes, ultramarine blue. Give it a little bit of a wash. You see that? It's a little more transparent, a little lighter. And I'm going to take the same brush I was using, the number 3 round, and sort of give it a light wash. I don't want to go over those lines because if you do, you're just going to lighten them. You don't want to do that. So I'm just sort of going right under it, basically. And it's okay if you touch it a little bit, it might run, but that's okay. And just bring that nice light blue in there. And just continue to do that wash throughout. Just inside the mountains. And the trick to all of this is to sort of do one section at a time. Just one section at a time. And take your time. Just like that. I'm going to continue to bring that. If it's mixing with the other color, just clean it off. Pick up some more mineral spirits. Pick up some more of that blue. And just give it a nice light wash. See the difference? You want that outline. Don't get rid of the outline. Just like that. Oh, I made some run, but you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna actually play with that a little bit. Go up to some of these and just sort of move it down a little bit. Move that color. Just like that. Pull some of that down. Just to create some depth. Shadows, see that? I'm just pulling some areas down, moving around some lines. There you go, see that? If you need more color, you can go back and pick up some more color and pull that down. Just like that. Okay, we have ultramarine blue in our brush, so we're going to continue to use that, and we're going to start developing these trees a little bit more. Okay, all these little bushes and all these little trees. So I'm going to go ahead and load my brush with some more of that blue, just a little bit on the heavier side, not too much. And let me see where I want to start. I'm going to start right here. So you're just going to go in between, just like you did before with the grass. And you're going to hit those spots that have no color in between the green, the same shapes, because you want to maintain that movement. Now again, if you need more flow, just pick up a little bit of that liquid, load it onto your brush, and just hit it. This makes a very great shadow illusion. Okay, the value is darker, even darker than that green color, and that sap green. You want to go in between, take your time, and go fast. And you can do the same thing for all of these little bushes. You're going to be go right in between, okay? All right. After you're done filling in all of these little trees with that ultramarine blue, make sure to clean your brush. Actually don't, because I want to bring the eye around. I'm thinking I want to bring some of that lighter Payne's gray bluish color down here, just to sort of add a little bit more movement to bring your eye all the way around. So let's go ahead and actually, yes, clean your brush and then pick up some of, I'm still using my number 3 rounds. I'm going to use a little bit of that liquid. Load my brush using the same patterns. And we're going to do a little bit of that work right here by the house. I'm going in between some of these. I don't want to go all the way down with it, but just a hint of that color. To lead the eye, sort of. Just bring in a little color break. Make it even more interesting. I'm going to take advantage that I have the Payne's gray bluish color, and I want to break this up and sort of do work on the window. So I'm going to try to be as straight as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to do these lines just like that. Very simple. Clean my brush off. Go back and pick up some of that ultramarine blue. Just add a little depth. I'm going to go around inside. A little shadow play here. Darken that up even more. The window. Thicker color, actually. Thicker paint, I should say, not thicker color. And just like that. I'm also going to take advantage and use the same ultramarine blue just to sort of do a little shadow play right here. So I'm just going to sort of take a bit, just scumble a little line, just a bit. Okay. All the way across. I'm going to need my maul stick for this one because my hand's going all over the place. Just to balance my hand. And go underneath. The great thing about oils is that you can just clean your brush. And go back and sort of pull some color. Just like that. I actually like that a lot. All right. I'm also going to pick up, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to stop right there. All right, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. I can't wait to see your pieces, right? All right, coming up next, we are going to continue by developing the house, adding a little bit more design work to the house and color. We're also going to be working on our pond, so I'm really excited about that. That's up next, guys.
Wasn't that fun? What did you guys think? You learned how to create movement, motion, how to use brush strokes to add design. Now I want you to go back and practice these techniques until you master them. Now, how does this all relate to you becoming a better artist? Well, this is a great way for you to gain confidence and build skills. Now, I know that artists work better together in a group. So once you enroll, you'll get immediate access to the collective, where we have a group of like-minded artists who encourage, critique, share, and inspire one another. In addition to this collective, I do a live coaching session where I answer questions and I share techniques to help you on your art journey. I'm in the group daily answering questions. All of this is a benefit for you to grow as an artist. Wanderlust Artist Beginner's Edition is a compilation of 5 mediums and 5 different locations. So if you're ready to drastically improve your painting skills, you need this course. Get this course for a very special price and start your art journey today. What did you think of Amsterdam and London sneak peeks? I know that oils can be tough, but in this course, I really break them down and make them so simple, anyone can do them. So don't be intimidated. So those are the 3 secrets that I found in over 20 years of teaching art that hold students back. Which of these do you think apply to you? Is it 1, 2, 3? I bet you were surprised to hear that I believe mindset is the #1 thing that holds students back and not skills. Crazy, right? But think about it. Put yourself there. When you're struggling to get started, what's holding you back? So what would you feel like to overcome these barriers and be able to just create art effortlessly whenever you wanted to? What if you had techniques for both mindset and skills? How would that feel? You do it because you find joy in it. It helps you relieve stress. It helps you zone out from the world. Many students find more frustration in trying to finish or even start a piece of art. That's the last thing you want to be feeling when you're doing art. What if every day you can find your flow and create? Be able to look at that canvas and be excited instead of dreading it. So today, Wanderlust Art and Travel Beginner's Edition is going to be opening up for enrollment. I always love to give you guys bonuses. So I'm going to offer you 5 virtual trips valued at $495. 5 step-by-step painting tutorials valued at $495. 5 influence videos and workbooks valued at $49. You always have me in the group to coach you along. Email support, audio transcripts, and the collective. This is a great way to get you going in the right direction. This course is not only open for enrollment for existing Wanderlust members, which is why you're going to get an incredible member price, so you already have access to the community, email support, coaching calls, and audio transcripts. I was thinking about what else can I give you. So I thought for everyone that enrolls in the course, I'm going to set up a special live call for the next 5 weeks to walk you through with examples, techniques, and demonstration in each medium to really boost your art journey. I'll work closely with you to help you further your journey. And it's all going to be recorded so you can access it later if you need it. Many of my conversations with artists are about frustrations they have, such as overthinking, the need to create but don't know where to start, questioning everything, doubting, distorted views on how art should look, too high of expectations with how they create, how it doesn't look like others' work. These were the top reasons I created this course, to help artists find clarity and direction. What would hold you back from wanting to enroll in the course? And I've asked this question through my years of teaching. I hear things like, hey, I could just watch YouTube videos and come up with this stuff. I use YouTube videos when I need a quick fix, mostly tech stuff. But I found that when I really need to make a change, I need a course. I need to enroll in something, otherwise I'm feeling scattered with no real direction. You're being left with pieces that you have to figure out and can't. Have you ever tried to build an IKEA piece of furniture using only diagrams and pictures? How many times have you found yourself with pieces left over? I hear from so many students, I just want to learn skills, not anything else. But how has that worked for you? Well, I always ask, how has that worked out so far? Have you gotten unstuck by learning new skills? I found that for the majority of my students, it's so much deeper than that. The reason that we procrastinate, the reasons that we have artist block aren't because of lack of skills, but because of our mindsets and how we approach our art. I understand that it's scary to get started in a new course. So like all my other courses that students have enrolled in, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. I want you guys to find joy in creating beautiful pieces of art without frustration. These courses are about you. That's why the collective has been so successful and engaged in the community. That's why I'm here every week providing answers and coaching. I'm here for you guys. Okay, let me go over another question I get. How much is it going to cost to enroll? Let's review what we're going to get. Where you're going to get the courses, which is 5 locations, 5 inspirational exercises to get your creativity flowing, 5 complete mediums where you'll complete 5 paintings. You'll get lifetime access where you'll work on your own pace. And of course, access to the community with like-minded artists. You'll get email support, access to me, coaching calls, and help whenever you need it. But as an additional bonus, you're going to get more training with me to help you guys unpack all of this. Now let's look at what this is all worth. The total value is $1,285. And of course, this comes with all the usual bonuses like training, coaching calls, private group, audio transcripts, workbooks. Then I'm adding the bonus of 5 weeks of training worth $260. Obviously, you know I'm not going to sell you the courses for that price. But for the regular non-member retail price, I'm going to sell it at $199 for all 5. You guys have been so loyal that I always do new product launches at a good discounted price. And I'll keep this open until next Friday, October 1st. You'll be able to enroll and purchase all 4 for $40 before it goes back to the full retail price of $199 for 5. Here's the thing. The total value is $1,545 with the additional 5-week coaching, but outside of the membership, I'm going to go full price. You guys have always been good to me, so I want you to try it and give me feedback before it goes out to the public. I've already tested it with a group of people and they've loved it. So this is your opportunity to try it for yourselves. You have nothing to lose and much to gain. I'll be here after this segment to answer your questions. Leave comments below, and if you have more questions that you want to speak directly to me about, just email me at margie@wanderlustcollective.art. I'll make sure to get back to you.